Many of us wonder whether our family contains a really interesting story, a bit of sort of history that we didn't know. Sometimes it's a story that's been passed down the generations and we just think, if I've got time, I'll go off and research that. Well, one person who actually did that is joining me today, David Worsfold, and he uncovered an absolutely fascinating story about his extended family. David, welcome, good to see you. So let's start with a simple bit. What is the story that you sort of discovered before we got into how you turned it into a book?
Well, the story is about my wife's maternal grandfather, who was born in Galway in 1870 and spent 50 years in a British uniform. And it's a very rich and very varied life he lived.
So let's talk about some of the challenges of writing. I mean, you know, you and I as journalists, we can knock out 500 words like that. You know, a couple of thousand words for a feature, again, it's not the biggest challenge, but, you know, there's a lot more words in a book like this. So how did you sort of, you know, kind of face that challenge? I mean, how did you, I guess, develop the discipline to actually pull it all together into a book of 60, 70,000 words?
You're quite right, Lawrence. That's a huge step from doing what you and I have done every day of our working lives for the last 30 odd years. I did massive amount of research because first of all I had to convince myself there was a story there and I had to try and fill in some of those gaps. Beginning of last year I got to the stage where I'd filled in most of the gaps and I thought, you know, you've got to stop digging and start writing. So I made myself sit down and I thought, now can I turn this into a book? Is there a strong enough narrative? Is there a good enough story here? And can I tell it? So yeah, I literally made myself sit down for 2 or 3 weeks and say, right, you are now going to try and write this and prove to yourself you can do it.
And once you've sort of completed the book, everybody has the chance to either self-publish or approach, independent professional publishers. What was your sort of decision-making process there?
My process really was, yes, I could self-publish, and I looked into that, and that was my long stop. What I did want to get it independently published for, I think, sort of 3 principal reasons. Firstly, it's someone else that really knows publishing, knows that market, saying, yeah, this is worth publishing. We believe in it. You say, have you got the belief in yourself to write a book? Well, yes, I can write it. Have I got the belief that anyone else wants to read it? That's another step. So the approval of an independent publisher is important. Secondly, of course, you can self-publish, and that's fine. You get a book out of it. You've then got to sell it. You've got to get it to a market. Okay, finding the right publisher opens up that market. And then, of course, you've got the whole expertise in terms of production, design, and everything that you would have to learn from scratch if you were self-publishing. So trying to find an independent publisher was important.
So your route there was you went to the London Book Fair in sort of 2015, having already researched it, seen who was there, and just made some appointments and met some relevant publishers.
Yeah, I did. Well, it was at the stage where I'd written the first 25, 30,000 words. I proved to myself that I could write the book and that I could see where it was going to go. I could see that there was a story and that I was going to be able to tell it. And so I went to the London Book Fair, made lots of appointments with publishers and pitched it to them. And I ended up, very fortunately, being able to choose between 2. And I went with the one that I thought was going to suit the book the best. And I don't regret that.
Okay, so just finally, what's the book called? Who's publishing it? And where can we get hold of it if somebody wants to buy a copy?
Well, the book is called Fighting for the Empire. It's published by Saberstorm, distributed by Casemate. It's on Amazon, so you can order it either through Casemate or Amazon or any quality bookshop.
19.99 hardback. Looks like it'd make a good Christmas present.
Yes, it is hardback, and talked about going to the publishers and what you get. It is beautifully produced. They have done a wonderful job with the photographs. It's fantastically illustrated. It's very good quality.
Well, David, good luck. Well done for achieving something most of us want to do but never get around to doing, and finding what a fabulous story.
Thank you very much, Lawrence.
Thank you.